Hello, guys. Welcome to the Killer Author Club. Thanks for being here. We have a fabulous show tonight with all sorts of big news and special announcements later on in the show. So sit tight, don't go anywhere, and we will see you in just a sec.
Thought you really loved me, guess I was wrong. Thought you'd never leave me, guess I was dumb. Waited like forever to be your plus one, but I guess you were done. Left me at
Hello, welcome back. I am Killer Kimberly. We have Killer Heather and Killer, Kara over there. Our special guest, which we will be introducing in just a second. We are the Killer Author Club, and if you've been following these broadcasts for any moment of time, then you know that we talk about how we kill, why we kill, who we kill, and all sorts of other fun questions about killing the fictional kind, of course. During the episode, make sure to drop your comments, your questions in the comments, and we won't be able to get through all of them. But as you can see, we will be pulling some up to show on the screen and asking our guests later in the show to answer some of them. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have the Killer Author Club YouTube channel. And follow us on all our social medias, on Facebook, on Instagram. We're all on Twitter. So make sure to follow us there and the Killer Author Club YouTube channel in order to be eligible to win not one, but two fabulous giveaways coming up later on in the show. Which leads me kind of to the special announcement, big news that we've been plugging on Facebook and Instagram and all our socials. You're going to have to wait just a teeny bit longer because that big announcement is coming up later on in the show as well. So don't go anywhere. We have a great show. So now without further ado, Killer Kara, would you please introduce our guest?
Oh, it's my pleasure. I'm so excited. Jennifer, it's great to see you again. We got to see each other in person at Thriller Fest, and we're so honored to have you on, and we're so excited about your book. I mean,
thank you for having me.
Right? Okay. And now I will do your official intro. So Jennifer Hillier imagines the worst about people and then writes books about it. I love that. She's the USA Today bestselling author of 7 psychological thrillers, including the national bestseller Little Secrets, a finalist for the LA Times Book Prize and Anthony Award, and Jar of Hearts, winner of the ITW Thriller Award and finalist for the Anthony and McCavity Awards. So she is pretty awesome, you guys. Her novels have been published in 22 languages. A Filipino-Canadian born and raised in Toronto, she spent several years in Seattle before returning home to Canada. She's a Seahawks fan, but she's married a Packers guy. They have a young son who looks most like her when he's crying. So great. Her favorite author is Stephen King, but whose isn't? She's afraid of the dark and can't sleep unless she's checked the locks on the doors several times. True. And that's why it kind of really about the Killer Author Club, you guys, and why we're so happy to have Jennifer here. Like, we all write these really creepy books, but then we're really kind of scaredy cats at heart.
Chicken. Yeah, I'm a big chicken.
Jennifer currently lives in Oakville, Ontario. And now about her latest propulsive novel, Things We Do in the Dark. It's a Book of the Month early release pick, a Library Reads pick, a Goodreads most anticipated read, and has been racking up the accolades. The story is about Paris Peralta, who is arrested for the murder of her celebrity husband. But as bad as things look, her arrest is not what worries her the most. With all the media attention, it's only a matter of time before someone recognizes her and destroys the life she's worked so hard to build. 25 years earlier, Ruby Reyes, otherwise known as the Ice Queen, was convicted of a similar murder in a trial that riveted Canada in the early 90s. Reyes knows who Paris is, and she threatens to expose all of Paris's secrets, because the only thing worse than a murder charge is 2 murder charges. Welcome to the show, Jennifer.
Thank you so much, ladies. It's nice to be here. Sorry, killers.
Yes, yeah, killers.
For having me, killers.
Yes. Big killer. And you remember when we did that little setup with you at the Thriller Author Club, and we're asking Jennifer like a special episode just to talk about killing a little bit. And there's a guy who worked at the hotel. He was standing over to the side, like going,
There was
oh my
like
gosh, are they
a
really
server or something, and he was just waiting in the corner with a look of like, what are these women talking about?
just sheer horror. He's like, I've got to get out of here. I'm
Whose
stuck in
husband
the
is on the
corner."
chopping block?
Oh yeah, yeah. He was terrified. I think he's like, he had to go past us to get out of the room.
You know,
It was
it's funny. Like, do you have guys ever feel like, you make a joke and to your writer friends, it's completely funny, and it's about murder or killing or something. And then you say it to your regular friends and they, they don't laugh.
They're kind of like, okay, we're giving you the side eye now.
I do that
Right.
sometimes. And it's like, I forget that you guys don't think it's funny.
or think this way all the time.
Yeah,
That's why
exactly.
we're such a tight community. I think partly because of that reason. We
Yeah.
get each other, and we know our people. So
Yeah, you're kind of in your bubble with your writer buddies, and it all makes sense, and you can have lengthy discussions about murder, and it's totally
Right.
normal.
And that's why we do the show, just to kind of let people in if they want to be let in.
If you want to know,
Kind
yes.
of murderous ways. Yeah.
Care to know.
yes.
Yeah.
So Jennifer, we have to talk about your killer cocktail. And so,
Oh, yes.
so what are you drinking tonight?
So I'm drinking the drink I've been drinking since I first started drinking. That gateway drink that allows you to drink alcohol without it tasting like alcohol. I've never graduated from that. It is
I thought that was Boone's Farm.
So,
like I've never graduated. I don't drink grown-up drinks. So this is an amaretto sour. And
Okay.
my husband makes a really good one. And so he made this one for me. The only thing it doesn't have is egg white because we ran out of eggs. And
Okay.
so everything but the egg whites. But the egg white adds a nice little froth on top, which I love.
Okay, I wonder. So we're calling this the things we drink in the dark. Amaretto sour.
I love it.
I love that.
That's perfect.
Things.
That's perfect.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
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 I've got wine. I've got wine
Wine?
in my mug.
Wine in
Oh,
your mug.
that's so cute. Wine in the mug. No, I'm drinking hot tea because I'm in
Yes.
Amsterdam. So it's 3:08 in the morning.
So again, Kimberly is we've got lots of troopers here. Kimberly's a trooper because last time she was in the back of a car because she
I
got
got it was after Thriller Fest, and then I got diverted from Amsterdam or New York to Atlanta to Charlotte, where I do not live.
Oh,
And so I was in a car on the way home to
Yeah.
Atlanta. Yeah.
That was great. And I did not tune in at 3 a.m. from Paris. But
No.
Which you offered to, which was
I
super
did.
sweet.
I did. If you guys needed me, I would have been there.
So
But
Kimberly,
not looking
did
like
you-
you look at 3 a.m. And yeah.
Did you wake up for this, or did you stay awake for this?
No, I can't stay awake until 3 o'clock in the morning anymore. Those days are over.
and
Yeah.
Kara,
All right,
you're a trooper too. For
Yeah.
you've been feeling
Thank
a
you,
little
thank
crunchy,
you.
so thanks for being here too. So
Yeah.
yes, all right. So now,
All right. So I'm looking for the graphic.
Kimberly has the
I
big.
don't know.
oh maybe I
So
don't.
tech savvy.
Okay.
That's so great.
We might not have the graphic, or did I miss it somewhere? No, I don't think so. So Jennifer, in your book, Paris is charged with murder while running away from something really traumatic that has happened in her past. And we don't want to give away any of the really fabulous twists in this book. So without telling people what, without giving anything away,
Mm-hmm.
tell us, how do you get away with killing someone?
Ooh, well, it's hard because everyone's really smart now with forensics and, investigation evidence. I think the best way to get away with it is to have someone else do it.
Oh,
I think it should be sourced out, find someone who's really professional and have them do it. Why do it yourself? Why get your hands dirty? Throw some money at the problem,
That's such a great answer. We've never had that one before. I love it.
Also, I'm
Outsourcing murder.
lazy. So if I wanted something monumental like that done, I would budget for it and pay someone else to do it.
A little slush fund for murder.
Right?
Yeah, I like it.
well, and it is so true. It is so hard to get away with murder these days because of science and
Yeah, science.
And
science,
cell
and
phones,
everyone watched
technology.
Dexter, so we kind of know all the residue that's left everywhere. And yeah, technology. And as a thriller writer, I'm sure you guys know now, you got to write, if you're writing a book set in present day, you got to incorporate the technology part, right? People text, and then there's GPS tracking and all that stuff. And so it's hard to kill people these days. Yeah, so I'd pay someone.
Make it easy.
Definitely.
Well, even there was a writer recently convicted. She wrote a book, How to Kill Your Husband.
Yes, I've been following that sad story.
Yeah, very sad. And she didn't.
I mean,
so
she didn't get away with it. You know, I don't know. Maybe her research was bad.
So she wrote a book about killing her husband and then killed her husband?
Yep.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
And then, she did. She did. Sorry, then she just got convicted. But I mean, oh my God, woman.
Oh wow.
You know, that's twisted.
That's pretty intense.
Very basic instinct. You know, very meta.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Okay. Yeah. So, okay, killing, other killing tips aside from the fact that it's getting really hard out there in the killing world. Like, and you've had 7 books or 9 books? Yeah.
7. This is my 7th book. Yeah.
Has your killing changed? I mean, do you find you're outsourcing more, or is technology harder? You know, how is it like the 7th killing tip?
I think, oh gosh, it's kind of the same, you know. I mean, murder, I don't know how murder really evolves in the heat of the moment. There's so many ways to die. And, you know, as human beings, our bodies are so fragile. You know, we could choke, we could trip and break something, you know, we could fall. And I'm amazed any of us live long because I'm klutzy, right? And how am I still alive? But I think it's pretty much stayed the same. But I think alibis are important. You know, if they have all the forensic evidence, but you weren't there, and it can be verified that you were somewhere else at the time, and that's airtight. Even the evidence wouldn't convict you, right? You weren't there, so maybe the alibi is important too.
Yeah,
that's a really good point. Yeah. So
and that happens with Paris in this book too, right? Because she was driving, and they were looking for when her husband was officially murdered, right? She says she was coming.
That's right.
From somewhere where there was a toll.
That's right. And that could not be verified. So whether she was lying or not, they couldn't determine.
Right.
And so, you know, if she wasn't there, she wasn't there, right? So alibis. And being a good liar helps too, you know, to be able to look someone in the eye and say it like it's absolutely true. That's a talent. And I think a lot of us give things away. We blink or we shift. Our voices change. I just did a Talcy. That's a talent.
I would be the worst at that. I would be so bad at that. Like, you know, just stumbling over my words and looking all over the place. And
I would over-explain. I would be like, here's what happened in excruciating, painful detail. And please sit and listen to me tell you this for 10 minutes, right? And then you would know, yeah, she's making it up.
She's totally lying. But she has a really long alibi, and now we're bored. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
We have a question. A viewer wants to know, which was the hardest character to write about and why?
That's a good question. I would say Joey. Joey in the book is 13, but there's scenes where she's younger than that. And I think to try and get back into a 13-year-old headspace, I've never really written like children or young adult. So I had to remember what it was like to be 13 because you're not a full teenager yet. But yet Joey's story is so sad and she survived so much. So there's a maturity there that I think would exist if a 13-year-old had been through what she had been through her entire life. She takes care of herself and deals with a really awful mother. So, but at the same time, she's still a kid, right?
Kira's dog wants to be in every show.
Yeah, he's being part of the discussion. I love it.
He had a point to make, but I cut him off. He's apologizing for that. He got really fired up about that. I'm sorry. Yeah.
So, Jennifer, I think you might have the best first line.
Oh, I was going to say that. That was the
thriller that I've ever read, and I'll read it. But I hope my mom isn't listening. So here's the time and a place for erect nipples, but the back of a Seattle police car definitely isn't it. I mean, you don't want to read on after that first line. I don't know. There's something wrong. So
I mean, we're women, right? Okay, I know that this is PG and everything, but we're women and we know when something happens to our bodies.
Yeah.
And I was picturing her sitting in the back of a police car and she's in her leisure wear, right? Because she'd been home and the tank top is thin because it's summer. And if I were her and I was cold because I'm in the back of a cop car, I would be aware of what was happening with my breasts. I think I would just be aware. So it felt like a good place to start. But I didn't think they would let me keep the line. I was actually really certain my editor would be like, do we want this right at the beginning? But he said he laughed. And so that was great. And I was really glad. But it's a funny line. And my publicist had to submit a first line for something she was working on. And she misspelled nipples. And when she emailed it, the person on the other end was like, did you mean to write nipples? So she's like, yes, nipples, NIPPLES. So sorry.
what a conversation. Oh, that's fun.
Oh God.
So good.
So I've read a bunch of your books, not all of them, but I started with Jar of Hearts, which I loved, and I still recommend that one today. And then Little Secrets and this one. And your books are kind of dark. Like, where does that come from? I've met you many times before, and you're not a dark person. So where does that come from?
I'm honestly not sure because they don't feel dark to me. If
Really?
you guys were to see the drafts before they get published, there's a lot I take out in order for them to be like, oh, this is good, right? But I mean, I'm a dark writer and I try to explain it to myself in a really cinematic way. And so things can be more graphic than I mean for them to be. But I usually don't know that until the end when I'm in the editing stages. And I'm like, okay, I don't need all of this. I can take out this and this and this, and we still know what's happening. But I definitely go dark in first drafts. But I don't know if I've been doing this too long. Maybe it's because I watched a lot of Hannibal Lecter. And Seven was a movie that I've seen a million times with Brad Pitt. And I love Dexter, and so I hate to say it, but you get a little desensitized, I think, sometimes.
Yeah.
And I grew up on horror too, right? I read a lot of horror when I was growing up, and horror can be really dark. So, I think that's where it comes from, but it's a place to put all those vibes. And so when I write about it, I don't feel like I have to, carry any dark thoughts because there's a place to put it. It's kind of cathartic.
Yeah, and that's what I love about your books. Like, you go there. You really go there. Like, your premises, your the things that you're writing about.
Thank you. I mean, I will go there. If they tell me to come back, I will. But I will definitely go there.
Yeah. So good. So good.
And to that end, what's your process like? Are you a pantser or a plotter?
I'm a pantser and not even a good one. I have no process that would make sense to anybody. It barely makes sense to me. So for Things We Do in the Dark, for instance, I didn't know what I was writing for probably 70,000 words. And that's very normal. That is very normal for me to think it's one thing and have that change about 15 times. And so when I got to the 70,000 word mark, and so for anyone watching, our novels are usually around 100, right? Ish for a thriller, maybe shorter. So 70 is you're most of the way there. And I need to be wrapping it up. And if I'm having trouble wrapping it up, it's because I don't know what I'm trying to say. So I looked at it and I had all of these scenes and different timelines and different characters. And I wrote as I saw it unfolding, and it didn't unfold in any linear way in my head. And I use Scrivener. So I write in Word, and then I use Scrivener to help me shuffle around plot points because I can't see it otherwise. And I think I must have submitted 4 different structures of this book to my editor. And he was actually pretty supportive of all of these structures, but nothing felt right until the very last one. And then I'm like, there it is. Nipples. And then this happens, and then that happens, and then this is, and that's kind of where we ended up. But if I could be more organized, I would have finished so much sooner. But I can't even blame the pandemic because that's my process.
But
And
how do
it's
you keep
awful.
yourself?
It's awful. And
Yeah.
I'm always panicky and nervous, and I do it to myself.
Yeah. How do you
But I
keep
don't
yourself
know.
going at 70,000 words when you're still like, I don't know what this story
It's
is?
almost kind of instant gratification because I write the stuff I want to write. You know,
Yeah.
so sometimes when you're going in order and this thing needs to happen, right? You just know, and then you're like, I'm not really writing that today. So
Yeah.
I'll be the girl that jumps, and I'll jump to something else that's way more fun to write. And so there's a strip club in the book, and I was doing a lot of research on strip clubs. And there, I kind of took a break in the middle to write all about the strip club thing because it was interesting. I'm like, I don't know where this goes, but this is fun. So I was writing about that. And then I come back and I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Now this character is 13 and I'm going to stay here for a little bit. And it's awful. And so sometimes I get asked, to teach like a workshop on how to write a thriller. And I'm like, you can't ask me. I will mess
how
you up.
not to
Like,
write a
this is
thriller.
not what you do. Like,
It works. It works for you. I mean,
it works for now. I feel like I get lucky with every book that it somehow comes together. But at some point, this is not going to work.
I think it sounds awesome. I'm a pantser too, and I like the whole fluidity of I don't write as long as you, but just the freedom to say, oh, strip club, or start at nipple.
And then the reveals are like surprising for you. And
yeah, I love that.
And so I sometimes reviewers will say, oh, that was predictable, and I'm like, did you know? Because I didn't know. Like I didn't know until 85,000 words that this was going to happen. Like, you knew?
Exactly. How did you figure that out when my characters had no idea until they
I had no idea this was going to happen. Yeah, exactly. But it's the fun. That's fun, right? And it's I think for me, it's a way to make it fun and to honor the way my brain works, which is very scattered. I don't know, but it always comes together. So far, 7 for 7. So we'll see if that streak continues.
I think it will.
I've never thrown a book out ever. So
wow, that's good. Wow,
yeah.
that is something. So Anne Marie wants to know, and so do I, how long does it take you to write?
It depends. This book started in 2019 in June. I remember the day because I have a voice memo when I got an idea and I recorded it. And then that was mid-June 2019. Picked at it. A year later, pandemic, didn't write for an entire year. Just couldn't focus. Couldn't read, couldn't focus. I was listening to audiobooks and watching a lot of Netflix. And then when I came back to it, I had no idea what I was trying to say. Had about 50,000 words, chucked 35,000, and then started over again. But that's the worst case scenario, obviously. But I've written a book in 7 weeks. My third book I wrote in 7 weeks, and it was actually really clean. It was
the spasms that went.
I don't know, but I had just met my husband and we were dating long distance. And I started the book after I visited him in Seattle. And then it was 7 weeks before I was going to see him again. And I was like, I got to finish this book but before I see him, which was a ridiculous goal. And I did somehow. So I guess it was motivated by that, but never again has it ever been that fast. Ever.
It's amazing.
But maybe it will be again. You never know.
So on average, Anne Marie, it's probably about 8 months to have a clean draft.
That's
for me.
That's what it takes me typically, 6 to 8.
Yeah.
Some go longer, but
some go longer. But there's the risk if you work on it too long, you kind of lose the mojo a little bit, right? Like, I mean, for me, I have to outrun my self-doubt, and if I linger with a story too long, I will second guess every single thing in it. Yeah. So it's like I gotta write this before I freak out about it. And a lot of that is keeps the pace going.
Yeah. That's a good
point.
You
do it well. You do it. Whatever. So great.
It's working for you.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, I think it might be time for our killer giveaway. Yay. I know. Okay, you guys. So this is exciting. Jennifer is giving away 2 hardcover copies of Things We Do in the Dark with signed book plates. And all you have to do is answer the question that our killer guessed, and we will pick the correct answer. Okay, and no cheating. I tell you guys this every time. Your own answer. Don't look at the other people's answer. Okay, the question is, who is Jennifer's favorite author? All right, and then drop your answers. And if you're following us on our YouTube channel, then that's a bonus too. Yeah. All right, Heather.
Okay, so something we love to do on Killer Author Club is feature our guest author's favorite booksellers. So Jennifer has chosen a favorite bookseller of hers. It's called A Different Drummer Books in Burlington, Ontario. Excuse me. Jennifer, can you tell us why this bookseller is so special to you?
You know, he's the place is really cute, but I think it's local and it's small, and when you walk in, you can smell the paper, you know, and nothing about it feels, I don't know, commercialized. It's a bookstore run by someone who loves books, and it's so nice to support that, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Hannah said the same thing. She chose the same one.
Did she?
You guys live
Hannah's
nearby.
my neighbor. Yeah, no, we both live in Oakville. She's about 10 minutes away from me, so we get together frequently, which is nice.
Yeah,
I'm
so
jealous
it's
of
supposed to be
that.
just a really special place, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
sense in that feeling. So, readers out there, you know, give Different Drummer Books in Burlington, Ontario, a little love, and order your books from Jennifer's books from there, and yeah, and show them.
Yeah. We'll be dropping their website in the comments. Yeah, the link. Thank you. It's 3:26 in the morning. My brain is a little slow.
I don't even know how you're doing it.
I don't know how you're still talking.
I don't either.
Well, thankfully, you're doing most of the talking, so that's good for me. So,
Kimberly, yes, you have a surprise.
Yeah. Yes. So
What?
you actually survived the Killer Author Club. You get a badge. Boom. You can print it out. We'll be sending it to you. You can print it out. You can hang it on your wall. You can put it wherever you want. Show all your people that you survived.
I love it. Thank you so much. What an honor. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for being here. And so now it is time for our big special super top secret announcement, which is about to be not top secret anymore.
Right, Kara.
Exactly. Okay, you guys. So since we've been on this journey together, all of you that have tuned in since the beginning, and Kimberly and Heather and I, we've been trying to make each episode a little bit different, more lively, and add more stuff to the Killer Author Club. So we're so excited to announce that we have a Killer Author Club website now, killerauthorclub.com. And you can go there and learn about the killers in our books, catch up with the past episodes, find links to our Instagram page, our YouTube channel, and purchase all our killer guest books. By the way, we have a new Instagram channel, or not channel, whatever it's called. It's Instagram, Killer Author Club. You can find us on Instagram. We have our killer cocktail recipes on there, and you can also shop on there. You guys, we have swag. So we have water bottles and T-shirts and coffee.
Who doesn't love swag? That's amazing.
Stickers and T-shirts like these guys are modeling. So anyway, we would love for you guys to just hop over there and check it out. I was so excited because at Killer Author Club, I didn't bring any of my Kara
Oh,
book
the
stuff.
tote's so cute.
All I brought was Killer Author Club stuff. So I'm like, wait, I forgot mine. Oh, well, it was good. Anyway, it's very exciting.
Yes,
Anyway, you guys,
I want to give a big shout out for our website, our website designer, Cody Bontrager, who is my husband. He just went to town and, really worked on the back end of things and was always there for us. So go, Cody. I think he's watching tonight. So
thank you,
Awesome.
Cody.
Yeah, it was great. And Heather
Awesome.
made a great graphic, so I'm going to show it right now. I don't know what it is, but it's cute. Here it comes. Boom. Oh, killer announcement.
That's fun.
But a little bit of just kind of how our website
So
looks.
cute.
Yeah, this was Kara's
The three of
idea.
you.
These little,
So cute.
isn't it adorable? I love it.
So cute.
There are
Yeah,
cartoons
so head
there.
over to the Killer Author Club and go shopping.
Yeah, and we're also going to do a giveaway of our new Killer Author Club swag. So to celebrate the launch of our website, so all you have to do is like and follow our YouTube channel. Do we say that enough? And you're entered, and we'll draw a winner from the pile later this week. So good luck, everybody. And thanks to everybody who tuned in tonight. It was so fun to see everybody here.
absolutely.
Oh, and
Thank
Heather.
you so much.
Yeah. So we are going to have another guest in. Are we doing the typewriter first, or should I?
Here it comes. Is it the video? Or did I miss one? Is it a video? Here it comes.
Left
Boom.
me at the party.
That's not it.
I liked it though.
Where is it? Right.
Jennifer,
Sorry,
it's
guys.
still an
Our
evolution.
next killer author guest
I
is
was
the
like,
New York Times bestselling author of a book that earned starred reviews from Kirkus, Publishers Weekly, and Library Journal. And her newest novel is out today and is racking up all sorts of fantastic reviews, like A Mind Bender by Jessica Knoll. Has said that. Laura Dave calls it riveting and a winner, and Mary Kabika calls it a knockout. So you definitely want to join us for our next episode 2 weeks from now, Tuesday, July 5th at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central, and 6 Pacific. And in the
3 a.m. Amsterdam time.
3 a.m. Amsterdam time.
Oh my goodness.
Go shopping at www.killerauthorclub.com. Thank you, Jennifer. Everybody go out, buy her book, pre-order her book, which comes out in 1 month, correct,
Yeah.
Jennifer?
1 month, 4 weeks today.
Yeah.
And follow us all on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And make sure you, if you're in the area, stop in and visit a different drummer bookseller.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh,
Thanks, everyone.
Good night.
Thank you.